200,000 jobs added when they expected about a million. That's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, nothing like it 80% below expectations to make people lose their minds.
I don't know if they're well. So what that means is that this narrative that the economy is recovering has been just kicked in the nuts hard.
Happy weekend to our awesome viewers. We have some more exciting conversation regarding market events this week. As always, we'd like to remind you that we have positions and assets mentioned on this channel and to seek financial advice from a licensed professional just in case. Got to have a disclaimer, right? Okay, so how about the market? We got crypto going to the moon. We got the like button going to the moon because you guys are going to be super awesome and you're going to smash the crap out of it. So thank you for that. You know, more likes really helps the channel, helps us get around and spread the word about how we can help people make some money. And as usual, we're going to kick this off with a general overview of the market. So take it, Spence. Let's hit it.
You got it. So we're going to look at a few charts to get an idea of what's going on out there. So up top here, we have the S&P 500. So what was really interesting to this week, you can see we have our structural momentum, our resistance lines that we drew weeks ago. You can see that they're actually holding up pretty well. Didn't break that trend line. In fact, it's going back up. Now, the major reason for that was going to be the jobs report that came out on Thursday. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But we look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ doesn't look as strong, but it's still holding up pretty well. That because of this jobs report, basically utterly dogging the expectations. 200,000 jobs added when they expected about a million. That's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, nothing like it 80% below expectations to make people lose their minds.
I don't know if they're well. So what that means is that this narrative that the economy is recovering has been just kicked in the nuts hard. And so what's going to happen now? I mean, but what isn't it? Wasn't it a surprise to see the market just shoot up on that news? You'd think that that's bad for the economy, right? Maybe.
It is a little surprising. I will say this, like, just take a common sense approach. You know, a jabroni man's approach. You walk around on the street, and what do you see? You see more people. Less masks, more people. A lot more people engaging in business. Money changing hands, things happening, right? You would think the economy's doing better.
Yeah, you would think so. But so the excuse given, I think, was that all schools aren't back in session. Although, you know, maybe there's, you know, the Zoom schooling and all that kind of stuff too.
Kids don't make money, bro.
Say what?
Do your kids make money for you? They don't make money for me.
No, that's fair enough.
I don't know how that's an excuse. Explain to me how that's an excuse.
Well, the teachers. See, I don't really buy it myself.
The
teachers, though, they're not back.
They're already underpaid. What does that matter?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I mean, aren't they? Yeah, aren't they still getting paid? I would think they are, even if they're doing Zoom classes or even if they're not in session. They're government employees. They should be paid, I think. Well, anyway, but here's the thing. This is why the market reacted this way. So we're going to take one more chart. We're going to look at the dollar. Look at the dollar. It just went limp over this last couple of days, right upon that jobs announcement. And what that means, basically what happened was they said, all right, jobs suck, the economy sucks. Well, the government support of the economy is not going anywhere now. It's going to be more. They're probably going to do more, if anything else, if nothing else. And so what that means is they're going to print more money. They're going to do some more programs for, you know, the larger banks and all that other stuff. And they're just going to have to devalue the dollar in order to keep supporting the economy. People haven't gone back to work. It hasn't grown. It hasn't recovered as they were saying it was, as they were saying it was. And you can see that in the dollar because they're going to have to just create shouldn't swear, a whole lot more. Let's just leave it at that. So that gives you an idea of what's happening in this space here. But the dollar dropping, this is what's going to be fueling a lot of these up moves. When dollar drops, generally speaking, you're going to see moves in gold in the market in, say, crypto, which you can see here. Here's Bitcoin. It's been recovering nicely off that drop we talked about the other week, just been steadily moving up. Ethereum, on the other hand, said just, oh my goodness. I don't even know what they're smoking over at the Ethereum shop here, but it's just like, I am so
totally broke the upper band there,
how
man. Totally broke the upper band.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all the measurements that I use to kind of gauge where the price might move are broken. Like it's beyond everything right now. So I really have no idea what's going on with Ethereum, other than it's really hot right now because people are realizing the value to smart contracts. And when they actually move to the proof of stake framework for, basically managing how people earn Ethereum and everything, man, it's going to be, I think it really does have a possibility to hit those 8 to 10,000 price targets that you read about. And we can't forget Dogecoin. So there was some, predictions for Elon Musk's SNL appearance this weekend, which I think should be happening around now. We're filming a little late on a Saturday. You could have turned, what was it, $1,000 into about $121,000 in just a few short months. And the prediction is that after this SNL skit, because look, Dogecoin is a meme coin. I don't know that it actually has any real value to it, not like Ethereum or Bitcoin. And that's even arguable by some people too. And so you see now, as he's on SNL, it's basically tanking, right? And so maybe it holds up, maybe it's fine, but I doubt it. I think it dies here this next week.
You know what's interesting is apparently one person, one account owns 28% of all Dogecoin. Jesus.
Well, he can't sell because if he did, he would destroy the market value.
I know, but everyone's speculating on. I saw some news articles. People are speculating like, who is that guy? Is it Elon? Is Elon the one? Is he the 28% shareholder?
I don't know. Oh, God, it's a big market cap now too. I can't imagine how you got 28% of that. That just seems like quite the feat.
When you're like top 5 richest people in the world, you definitely got the means.
Yeah, I guess you can throw a few billion around. So that is our market overview. We've got some earnings coming in this week. Really interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about the earnings. Yeah, I mean, there's some really interesting ones out there. So yeah, Square earnings were absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they were freaking crazy. $1.7 billion. $1.7 billion, dude. Beat revenue by $1.7 billion.
Jeez.
What is going on here? And they did that by selling Bitcoin. They sold some Bitcoin.
Of course,
right? Of course I had to mention this following our Bitcoin conversation, right? It is just incredible. And if you're not familiar with Square, right? Square is a company that revolves around a system of payments for their customers. They're a payment service. So restaurants, I see it everywhere at restaurants. I see them at some stores, some shops. Basically, they help provide and manage transaction and payments for their clients' customers. So our restaurants' customers, right? They provide that interactive service there. So it's very interesting to me that a company that is involved in that sort of payments platform business is focusing so much on Bitcoin. In fact, I'd love to read a little bit from the company's statements about Bitcoin. I think it's very telling for the future of the currency. One of our core principles is that people should have the ability to participate in financial systems easily and equitably. No one should be left out because the barriers are too high, the cost is too great, or the technology too complex. Because we believe that Bitcoin can help deliver on this vision, Square has invested substantially in the health of its ecosystem from a product, leadership, innovation, and legal perspective. This includes initiatives such as Square Crypto, an independent team dedicated to contributing to and improving the open source ecosystem, and the Cryptocurrency Open Patent Alliance, a nonprofit with the purpose of encouraging the adoption and advancement of cryptocurrency technologies and removing patents as a barrier to growth and innovation, and providing the ability for our customers to buy and sell Bitcoin through our products. Pretty awesome stuff from Square. If that isn't a bullish statement for crypto, I don't know what is. You don't need to look at the fundamental technical shenanigans of crypto to think that that is not an amazing statement from a big company about the adoption for crypto. Think about it. They could be enabling crypto powered transactions for their clients' customers easily once they get that sort of software shenanigans figured out. That's incredible to me. That's incredible. All these big companies now are looking at crypto like it's the future. It's the change. That right there, man, that's disruptive innovation. It's staring me right in the face.
Yeah, the argument against crypto or Bitcoin or any one of those as a actual currency has always been the volatility, right? You know, you saw Bitcoin go up to 20,000, down to 5,000, and kind of bouncing back in between. Now it's, you know, on its way to 60,000 again. You know, you couldn't necessarily pay an employee with that money, with that currency, right? It's so volatile. You know, they could see their paycheck cut in half in a couple days. Like that would drive some serious discontent.
That would make me pretty mad.
I mean, look, if someone, I'll be honest though, if someone wanted to pay me in Ethereum today, I would probably take it because these things are on a tear right now. And when these things are constantly going up, you know, it makes people feel good about them. But in a month, a year, maybe longer, there's going to be some regulations coming down the pipe. And I really have no idea what that's going to do to the price of these assets. And so it's really tough to say whether or not they'll ever be truly stable enough for a currency, you know, to be used as a currency. But I'll tell you what, man, I'll take a paycheck in Ethereum today.
I think you're right about the regulation. We have no idea where that's going to go. The concept of decentralizing currency is a fascinating one and has remarkable economic implications.
Love the
idea. One of which is just totally denying control by the government. That's one of a government's like little pet toys is the currency.
It's the power that they hold over people, and I think that they're going to fight tooth and nail before they give that power up, which is one of the reasons why long term I don't see this displacing the dollar or any of the other major currencies. The government probably co-ops this technology and will be worse for it, but you know, that's just kind of my personal opinion on that.
Interesting. Yeah, if anyone should lead the way in this, it should be the United States, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. Not Turkey. Because they blatantly said, hey, deleted, get this stuff out of our country, totally banned.
Yeah. And so what happens as a result? I think one of the heads of one of the exchanges out there took everybody's money and disappeared. So thanks for that, bro.
Of course, right? Just pieces out.
Yep.
You know what? That's the problem with Bitcoin though, is that if it's not in your like digital wallet, you really don't own it.
Yeah. Anybody who's buying crypto on Robinhood, you're insane because you don't own your crypto. And to be fair, there is a certain amount of technological know-how that is good to have when you're managing a crypto portfolio or you just have some money in it, because you do have to manage those keys. You do have to be able to have a wallet, or you could even have it on a piece of paper, honestly, if you really wanted to, as long as you have those keys. But don't lose them. And you really have to know what you're dealing with, because it is a little bit maybe out of the depth of some boomers out there.
Yeah, I see you we're working on the Square chart a little bit.
Yep.
It does look pretty bad right now with the drop there. I think what that has a lot to do with is just the volatility of crypto, just speaking to the adoption and them being so bullish on it.
Right.
And, you know, that sort of unpredictability always drives negative sentiments when it comes to analysts and predictors of future growth. You saw that in Tesla as well. As soon as they made the announcement, $1.5 billion in crypto, stock took a little bit of a dump there. That uncertainty people just don't like. with that
Yeah.
volatility. But that being said, if you're a fan of crypto and you're a fan of Square's business as a whole, this could be a very attractive buying opportunity to get into what I think is probably one of the most innovative companies in the payment space in a long time. It looks pretty good to me. What do you think? Let me see. What does your MSA show here?
Yeah, actually, it looks like it's fairly. I mean, it's a volatile stock, right? Even before this earnings call, you can see that it was bouncing around quite a
it is
bit.
very volatile.
But with volatility, you get a lot of opportunities to enter. Now, I can't tell you when the next big impulse up is, but I mean, you're looking at some decent market structure here and some improvement in the MSA. Now, this looks like it could be. You can see some historic spikes low here. It could be a spot where it isn't a bad place to enter. Again, use your own strategy to make those decisions, but it doesn't look terrible to me. Again, I'd probably not take a full position size here, but it might be worth a look.
Interesting. All right. Well, next on my list, I wanted to talk a little bit about Etsy. So why don't you swing up a chart of them for me real quick?
Got it. Whoa. That looks pretty
Yeah. Brutal. I got my numbers here on the scripts, and it's totally different looking at it on the chart. This looks terrible. Yeah, it looks bad. I have my little notes here. 15% down, not so bad. Yeah, that's a freaking big drop there. That being said about the drop, okay, earnings was fairly good. A lot of very good figures to report with Etsy. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring them up is because I personally feel, again, from a fundamental standpoint, I think Etsy is a real innovator in this space, right? And they're a leader in this space as well. Mm-hmm. They're constantly pushing the boundaries of what anyone thought was possible in online marketplaces, selling customizable products for people. Basically, it's people selling to people, right? Kind of like eBay, but way, way different. It's more like a product paired with a service. Very unique. Here's some interesting data points. Net income for fourth quarter 2020 was $148.5 million, which is up 374% year over year.
That's huge, man.
It's a huge jump. We're talking huge growth for Etsy right now. Here's one figure I really like. Buyers with 2 or more purchase days in the trailing 12 months grew 97% for fourth quarter. That's a really cool figure. That means people who typically are buying a bunch of stuff on Etsy, there's more of them buying a bunch of stuff on Etsy, right? 97% more. So that's super cool. Have you been on Etsy? Ever buy anything from Etsy?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I bought my wife's birthday gift this year on Etsy. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And how was your experience? Right, they customize things and all that stuff.
Oh, dude! You? I mean, I found some really cool stuff on there. Like I wouldn't have been able to find, if I left the house much, but I don't. So it was very easy.
I don't either. Going outside sucks. Screw that.
That's right.
Yeah, their growth expectations. They did put some guidance in there, kind of lowering their growth expectations a little bit.
Oh, okay. That'll do it to any stock.
Right.
That'll be a kick in the nuts any day.
Right. However, when you're talking about a company that's as innovative as Etsy, really pushing the boundaries here of what's possible, I think this might be an overreaction. I really do. I think they're the market leader in this space, and they're going to continue to dominate this space for the foreseeable future. I don't see them going away anytime soon. I think a lot more people are going to start using them more and more for things. Their growth isn't due to something silly like mask sales. Okay. Some people have said that. Oh, it's all due to mask sales. So in their earnings, they specifically went and looked at what percentage was mask sales, and it was about 2%.
All right, well.
Okay, that's it. It's not, their growth is not due to something like mask sales. This is legitimately growth due to their superior platform and superior service offerings and the capability to provide those service offerings to customers. It's all it is. I think it's great. It's a great company.
Cool.
Possible buying opportunity here.
This is one that I would actually use a lot of caution on, because you can see here we've got a pretty established resist or support level here on the
Look
MSA.
at that.
But with this most recent break, that's a clear break of support here. So maybe wait a minute, let some time go by, so maybe some volatility can kind of phase out. Maybe it follows through and goes lower. But with such a break of that momentum level, I would be very cautious.
It's interesting you point this out, right? That's one of the best parts about your MSA lines in that part, that analysis, because that's a type of trend line that you wouldn't normally see, right?
Right.
Normally, you could draw some resistance and support lines along those lows there on all those cycles on the candle chart, but it doesn't really provide a clear picture like the MSA lines do. It's very, very fascinating stuff. If you guys are interested in our MSA lines video, we do have a video out there covering it. If you're interested specifically in the charting techniques or how you can get access to some of these, you can search on TradingView or just reach out to us. We can provide you some more information on how to get these things in your charts.
For sure.
But yeah, it's a great analysis tool for sure. Very interesting point you've got there. So what else we got to talk about tonight?
Oh man, I have to talk about uranium, because I pointed it out last week. I said keep an eye on uranium.
That's right, you did.
And
holy crap, dude!
Sure enough. So I think just this week alone. So Cameco here is the big one. They reported earnings on Friday. Now they're up 18% this week. On Friday, they said that in their earnings call, they were essentially contracting all of their uranium that they have to deliver to their clients via the open market, meaning very little is actually coming from the mines that they run. And they've had suspensions and delays and all kinds of issues due to both COVID and technical difficulties. And so what that means is you have this enormous buyer coming into the open market, potentially buying up an already small inventory of uranium, pounds of uranium to sell to their clients. And that's just going to drive up the price. That's just going to make the resource more scarce and potentially drive up that price in the near to medium term. So that's an exciting development. Now,
this is totally Cameco. Called it.
Yeah.
You totally
I won't take all the credit. I mean, there was some chatter. If you were paying attention, you could have found it.
That's unbelievable, man.
I
only had some call options.
Yeah, our 12 listeners. That's actually what I have on this particular on this particular stock. But if our 12 listeners had been listening last week, man, they could have made even
give
more
us a
money
thumbs up, please.
Yeah, that's right. Now check this out. So Cameco's the big one. They're the major miner in North America. Now, next gen, there are a number of smaller mining companies, most of which don't have functioning mines, most of which are developing mines that are going to come online at a certain price of uranium and sometime in the future. Next Gen Energy is one that is probably the closest to being able to start up their mine. And they're still a few years away for sure. But as you can see, people are recognizing the value in this company. And just in the last week, this works out to about a 26% gain in just this past week. So uranium is waking up. It's going to be explosive. Look, we could potentially see a pullback here. You'll notice down in the MSA, we had we reached a pretty critical juncture down here, and it just blew right through it. So that's great to see. I'm really excited for what the future holds for uranium companies.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So what do you say, buy now or wait for a correction and buy then?
I have so much trouble when I see a move like this, buying into that as it is. I to my own detriment will wait for a pullback. Now, it could keep going. It could totally keep going. And in fact, it might just, because this Friday, Biden's energy secretary announced subsidies for uranium in general, because that's a critical commodity that we want to make sure we have a secure supply of. And we really don't. We get most of our refined uranium from overseas.
Really?
And,
Where exactly? I think you
Russia.
mentioned this in our last video.
Yeah, that we get a lot of it from Russia and foreign sources over there. Things that are mostly Russian controlled.
Doesn't New Jersey
And
have a lot of uranium?
New Jersey, I don't. What? I have no idea.
I don't know why it came up. I just thought they might.
Why is was it so toxic over there?
I mean, I lived there for a while, so
Yeah, me too. Me too.
and all I know is that there's tons of radioactive crap coming out of the ground. What is it? Radon. That's what. It just goes to show you how much little I know about rocks.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, I'll hold my own beer there.
Fair enough.
Whatever
Yeah,
that
so
means.
keep an eye because there's the catalysts keep building for uranium. I'm excited about that industry.
Interesting. All right. Well, I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about.
Sweet. So thank you for tuning in to us, guys. I
Yep.
hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Check out some of our indicator videos or our strategy videos. We have a lot more content coming, so please subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure. And good luck to all you Doge holders this week.
Oh. Yeah, crypto's going crazy. Cheers, guys.